I'm showing you how to get French Packet Hack Client for the latest version of Minecraft Bedrock Edition. That's right, they've been updated to 26.20, and I'm here on their GitHub page. Different download source than last time, I know, and I will link this right down in the description below for you guys. And, well, basically, here it is. I'm not going to yap about their GitHub too much because there's basically nothing on it. To download it correctly from here, you want to make sure you click on the green code button and then on download zip, and your download will start. Now I know that French Packet have also made their own launcher/injector. If you want to get that, then you can do so in their Discord server, but I'm fine just using the DLL for now. That's what I'm going to stick to for this video. So basically, it's in my downloads over here, the zip we just downloaded, and now ironically enough, we want to go ahead and extract all again, just like that. We can right click and extract the zip file. If you can't do that natively, I'll link a program down below called 7-Zip, and that should allow you to do that just fine. But anyways, we can delete the zipped folder, and going into here, you will notice that there's going to be two things here, an assets folder and a French Packet folder. Now, the assets folder is required for all of the French Packet assets. Usually, services would send these assets through a web server of some sort, but Packet doesn't have one of those, which is fair enough, right? They're a free client. So it's going to be in this folder. Make sure that French Packet is in the same location as the folder called assets. If it is, then you're all good to go. I've got Fade Injector over here, which we can use to inject the French Packet client, which will also be linked in the description. Anyways, I can simply select it right over here from my downloads, frenchpacket.dll, then click on inject right over here, and you're going to see that it injects into Minecraft Bedrock Edition. It's very small, but 26.21, 26.20 works as well, 26.23 also works perfectly, so that's all great. Okay, and here we are inside of Minecraft Bedrock Edition with French Packet Client. To use this, we can simply press on the insert button on our keyboards to go ahead and open up the clicked UI area, and you can press on the insert button again to go ahead and close it. Now, if you don't have an insert button on your keyboard or you want to rebind that, we can open up the chat and then type in .bind, click GUI like so, then any key you want, for example G, and that is going to bind the clicked UI to G, so we can now press on the G key to, well, open and close that, right? Pretty simple and pretty easy to do. That's the basics of the usage. Once you have access to this area, we can click on these utilities to turn them on, click on them once again to turn them off. Use all of them however you want, I guess, and I'll get a little more into that in a few seconds. But honestly, there isn't too much to tell you guys about this client. You're all probably experienced enough to use some of these, and if you're not, then I hope you just paid attention, and don't worry, it is definitely quite simple. Anyways, a French Packet Client did actually update quite a few days ago already, and I didn't make a video, even though a bunch of you asked me to do that, because there were very little features that were actually properly available to be used. I mean, it had three features when it first updated, and now a week later it does have a few more, but it isn't 100% stable yet. So opening up the clicked UI area once again, you're going to notice that using some of these is not going to work perfectly, but at least now it is going to work largely a lot better. So if you are noticing any specific issues, then maybe just have a little patience in the developers, maybe check in a day or two to see if the download has been updated and more things have been patched, but for right now it's in a stable enough state to where I do at least feel comfortable showing you guys this. Anyways, with that all being said, there is a few more things to French Packet than just the clicked UI, of course. We can actually right-click on all the utilities here that have one of these arrows, and that is going to give us a drop-down customization menu, which is quite neat. And then for the rest, you can open up the chat again, as we did earlier. You'll notice we actually use the chat command, and French Packet responded to that. So we can actually type .help in the chat, and that's going to give us a list of the 4 commands that FP Client has to offer, and that you can use. As you can see, there is not just the .bind command, which, by the way, can be used with every single utility, but there's the help command, which we also just used, then the option to save, load, and manage your configurations, and finally also a .prefix command where you can change the command prefix. Anyways, with that all being said, I won't yap for too long today. Thank you all ever so much for watching, and I do of course hope to see you again in the next one. Bye-bye.